Hey guys, what is up? NFL Weekly back to you again. Today's video is actually focused on maybe, just maybe the last Super Bowl of Tom Brady's fine career. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the first of many more, and that would be a terrifying thought. I think you and I could both agree on that. But this is going to be a fabulous Super Bowl, and that's obviously going to be Patrick Mahomes versus Brady to decide the title of everything this year in this COVID-filled season. But what is interesting in the storyline that I think so many of us are interested in is that this is Tom Brady's 10th Super Bowl appearance. Now that's shocking. Nobody's ever done that. You can look at some of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. Most of them don't even have close to, if not any more than, 5 appearances. So, this is absolutely absurd. In fact, I could be mistaken. I don't even think Joe Montana has more than, 5 appearances. I should keep myself updated on that stat. But the point is that Tom Brady is the GOAT. No debate. Well, he's also going against a guy that I think we can all agree could be potentially the GOAT one day. And that is this guy right here in the red shirt. His name is Patrick Mahomes. And, Patrick Mahomes is a great player. Some people argue that he throws the football better. Some people argue that perhaps he's more athletic than Brady ever wished to be. But, let's be honest here. He doesn't have the mind that Brady has. So this is a Super Bowl. Who's winning? I've talked a lot about individual quarterbacks, but how about teams? Well, if you had to argue between the Chiefs, who had 1 loss all season, 2 losses to be fair, although they probably only should have had the 1, against a team that had 5 losses, but was extraordinarily talented and found a groove in the playoffs, who are you going to take? The average man might go ahead and say, you know what? I think it's pretty clear. Mahomes wants to be the GOAT, and he's going to make it happen. He's going to get this win. Chiefs are going to get their 2nd Super Bowl victory in a row. Well, I'm here to say that's not going to happen. And I've thought a lot about this. Not a ridiculous amount, but a fair amount. I think between these two teams, you're going to ask yourself something. Who wants it more? That's something that Mark Cuban argues with Skip Bayless is not something that exists, that everybody wants it the same. That's not entirely true. Look at a guy like Jordan. Jordan wanted to win so badly that he won 6 with 0 losses. Nobody does that. It probably means he wants to win more than anybody else. But that also could mean that his team was extraordinarily talented. Now, Brady has an extraordinarily talented team, and maybe even more well-rounded overall. If you really think about it. Obviously Patrick Mahomes has the best receivers in the NFL that aren't named Devontae Adams. But he has the Bucs have a pretty good front. And, the Bucs are nobody to mess around with because, I've kind of counted against them. I personally kind of thought maybe the Saints would win. That's a close game, but Bucs won. Okay. Packers versus Bucs. I literally just was like, there's no way the Bucs are going to beat the Packers. They're going to keep it close, but I don't see a way the Bucs win that game. They won the game. So if Bucs relatively handily won that game against the Packers, went up to Lambeau, it was not a neutral field, against an offense that is seemingly just as potent. And with that being said, Brady threw multiple picks, and they still got away with a relatively comfortable win. Not comfortable per se, just there was never a time in that game where Rodgers had the lead. I don't think if Brady can do that, why can't he do that against the Chiefs? Chiefs are obviously demigods among football teams. They destroy teams, they steamroll them with ease. Everybody knows it. But everybody else knows that Tom Brady's the GOAT, and he's coming for number, 7? So, 7 rings, and I think Brady's going to do it. If he doesn't do it, then never watch this channel again, ever. If Brady loses Super Bowl 55, he's going to win this game. The Bucs are going to win this game. Buccaneers are going to bring home their second or third title, and it's going to be interesting to watch because you're going to see a guy named Tom Brady defeat this guy, this fake that wants to be Tom Brady but isn't, because nobody can ever blaspheme the name of Brady because he's the greatest. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play, and I don't think anybody will ever top him. You can even look at stats here, and I glanced over these stats as the season's gone on, but this is the postseason statistics. Total offense. I mean, obviously the first two teams aren't even in the playoffs anymore. Well, actually, obviously none of them are, but except two. But total offense, it's clear Kansas City does beat out Tampa Bay here. Granted, Tampa Bay has played more games than like anybody in the playoffs. So, besides the Buffalo Bills. But they got hot. They got hot quick. They got hot right. You can even look at total defense. And guess who's second behind Kansas City? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, who's going to win? Well, frankly, I think that if you look at stats, if you look at records, if you look at numbers, maybe even players, maybe, you might say, there's no way Brady's going to win his 7th ring. But that's what you said about the Packers. That's probably what you said about the Saints. Don't count out the greatest of all time.